Queen Susan of Asterion Prime had always been a creature of precision, elegance, and diplomacy, qualities expected from the ruler of the most sophisticated empire in the Helian expanse. Her court admired her serene authority, her flawless negotiation strategies, and the refined calm with which she navigated interstellar politics. Yet, for all her brilliance, she often struggled with one particular aspect of her life, her quiet, unassuming Terran husband, Evan. He had arrived on Asterion Prime as a cultural envoy, soft-spoken, humble, utterly unremarkable to look at, and almost painfully polite. His brown hair was always slightly tousled, his posture relaxed, as if he existed in a perpetual state of comfortable bewilderment at the galaxy around him. To Susan, who lived in spheres of luminous crystal and spoke with entities made of plasma and light, Evan was grounding. She married him because he brought something no one else in the galaxy had: peace. He was a calm harbor in the storm of rulership, never boastful, never seeking power, never demanding anything from her title or crown. But the galaxy had a way of testing the gentle. The invasion. It began on a morning woven from gold and sapphire, Asterion's twin suns rising across the horizon like burning gems. Susan was in the celestial throne hall when the alarms erupted, blaring through crystalline walls that had not vibrated with danger for 1,000 years. The invaders were the Vrax Dominion, a war-fueled machine empire that considered diplomacy a sign of weakness. They tore through the outer defense rings in minutes, their dreadnoughts eclipsing the sky. Susan's generals snapped into formation, shouting commands in thundering unison. The palace guards activated shimmering battle armor. Power cores ignited. The War Council lit up with holographic projections. And Evan was standing near a balcony, holding a cup of Asterion tea, blinking at the chaos. "Susan," he asked gently, as if waking from a nap, "is this one of those drills? The kind where I'm supposed to hide behind the pillar?" "No," she said, wings flickering with worry. "This is war." He nodded once, slowly, and something in his eyes shifted. The modest man reveals a fraction of himself. The Vrax breached the palace gates with thunderous force. Metal-bodied soldiers marched in ruthless synchrony, each step a declaration of annihilation. Their leader, a towering juggernaut named General Vorian Zeth, strode into the throne hall with a blade forged from singularity matter. "Queen Susan," he boomed, "your empire falls today. Kneel, and your extinction will be swift." Susan lifted her chin, regal and unyielding. "We do not kneel." Before Vorian Zeth could respond, Evan stepped forward. He placed his half-finished cup of tea on a nearby pedestal. "Excuse me," he said softly, "but could we not threaten my wife?" The Vrax general stared. "This is your mate? This fragile Terran?" "Fragile," Evan sighed. "I suppose that is relative." What happened next burned itself into the memory of every witness. Evan exhaled, slow, controlled, deliberate. A ripple, silent, invisible, spread from him like an aftershock of some ancient cosmic force awakening. The air thickened, the light dimmed. The crystalline walls hummed in recognition. Susan felt it first, a vibration in her bones, a resonance her ancestors had whispered about in half-mythic tales. Terrans were not the simple species the galaxy believed them to be. Not originally. Muscle by muscle, Evan's posture transformed, not growing in size, but in presence. He became gravity-made flesh. The Vrax soldiers charged. Evan moved. He didn't shout. He didn't roar. He didn't even look angry. He simply raised a hand. A shockwave burst outward, so clean and controlled it passed harmlessly around Susan and her guards, but obliterated every Vrax soldier in its path. Metal armor compacted inward, collapsing as though crushed by immense pressure. The dreadnought cannons outside fired toward the palace. Evan flicked his fingers. The beams bent around him like molten ribbons, curving harmlessly into the sky. General Vorian Zeth faltered. "What? Are you?" Evan walked forward, calm as still water. "A Terran," he said. "Just one who remembers things my people forgot." In a final desperate attempt, Vorian Zeth swung his singularity blade. Evan caught it between his fingers. Metal forged in the heart of a neutron star sizzled and shattered in his grip. The general fell to his knees. Evan looked almost apologetic. "You shouldn't have come here." A soft pulse of energy, barely more than a whisper, flowed from his palm. The general disintegrated into silver dust. After the silence. The throne hall was quiet, too quiet. Susan's guards stared in stunned reverence. Generals who had commanded fleets for centuries bowed instinctively, unsure whether before a king or a cosmic artifact. Evan dusted his hands lightly. "Well," he murmured, "that was unpleasant. Are you all okay?" Susan stepped toward him slowly. "Evan," she whispered, "why did you never tell me?" He looked at her with the same gentle warmth he always had. "I didn't think it mattered," he said. "I married you because I love you, not because of what I can do." "But you're—" She struggled for the right words. "You're beyond anything I've ever seen." He shrugged. "Most Terrans used to be like this, before we forgot our own history. I'm just old enough to remember pieces." She touched his face with trembling fingers. "I thought you were modest." "I am modest," he insisted. "I prefer tea to battle." A shocked laugh escaped her. "You just destroyed an entire invasion force," he frowned. "Yes, but they interrupted breakfast." The galaxy learns the truth news spread across the Helian expanse in hours. The quiet Terran consort of the Asterian Queen had single-handedly defeated the Vrax Dominion's elite army. Empires recalculated their threat assessments. War councils trembled. Ancient archivists dusted off forgotten Terran legends long dismissed as myth. Susan watched all of this unfold from her palace balcony, Evan beside her, leaning comfortably against the railing as if nothing extraordinary had occurred. "You've changed the galaxy," she said. "No," he replied softly. "You have. I'm just here to make sure no one stops you." She turned to him. "What are you now? To me? To Asterion?" He smiled, that gentle, unassuming smile she had fallen in love with. "Still your husband," he said. "Still Evan." But when she looked at him now, Susan saw not just the man she married. She saw a being forged in forgotten eras, capable of bending the laws of physics like silk. A protector hidden beneath modesty. A quiet titan, her quiet titan. And the galaxy would never underestimate Terrans again.